As a boy, he was always different. No one understood him.
You ready for it, boy? It's time to take your medicine. Thank you, sir.
No one could control him.
Go inside, honey.
But now, it's a new beginning. The beginning of the end for Freddy.
Every town has an Elm Street. No! Screaming while the bus is in motion. It's your mind to go for it. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul, too. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have to hit him with everything we've got.
Now I'm playing with power.
We're in Twin Peaks here.
It's gotta be me and him.
You want to live?
Hey, watch out!
What's with kids today, huh?
Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare.
Great graphics.
They've saved the best for last.
And welcome to a new episode of the Movie Dawgs Show. All right, folks, we're in our 4th episode here on our horror edition. I'm going to be doing another movie moments and movie memories for this episode. I'll give a brief summary of what Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare was about. But again, I want to thank you all for joining in. If you had seen the opening of the show, check out our sponsors. You'll see their logos pop up throughout the episode. Again, I want to say that this movie really didn't age well over the years. It came out in 1991. And I have to say, when it came out, it was more of an event film. I mean, we were given the promise that this was it. This was going to be the final Nightmare on Elm Street film, as the title of the film said, the subtitle, The Final Nightmare, Freddy's Dead. But it was also that the last, I want to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so somewhere around there, was, this was going to be in 3D. And that really attracted everybody as well. That was an added bonus that, we were going to get Freddy's final battle in 3D. His death was going to be spectacular. But I have to say, when it comes to the plot, it was a little generic. But it worked for the time. Again, this was a big event film. I think it was the highest budgeted of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies at the time. Sadly, Wes Craven did not be involved with this. He would have several years later with an amazing underrated film, New Nightmare. But this film, I'd have to say, really stuck with me because of the memories that I had of it. It was the first midnight showing I got to go to. And I got to go with some friends, especially one of my closest friends growing up with. His name was Jay Ralph. Since then, I've lost contact with him over the last few years. I hope he's doing well. Another gentleman who I still have some contact with on Facebook, his name Brian Hendricks. And we also went with Jay's older brother and a few of his friends. So it was a nice big thing. It was a big event. The theater was packed at the old Citrus Cinemas, and it was the bigger auditorium that they had. and it was packed, and it was just you can feel the electricity in the air and the excitement that the grand finale was about to be witnessed for this very, very successful franchise. But the summary is that there's this kid that's having these recurring nightmares. He's trying to get out of Elm Street in Springfield, and he just can't get out. He can't get out of this dream. Come to find out, Freddy's trying to lure him actually out of the dream, and he finds himself unconscious, and he's got amnesia, and you never know the character's name except it's John Doe, and then he gets taken to this orphanage or juvenile detention where it's very overcrowded, and the workers are very overcrowded, and you meet this one character played by Lisa Zane, as you can see here. As time goes on, you get to Freddy's he's used up all of the children, and all the children are gone, and no one speaks his name in Springfield. It's basically a town of a bunch of nuts. The town is just completely off the charts, and everybody's pretty much gone insane. The adults have, because there's no more children around, and Freddy's terror has control over him. And now he wants to get out of Springfield and be able to start a new terror into another town. And of course, you find out that Lisa Zane's character is Freddy's daughter. And you kind of get an origin, a hidden retcon origin that no one knew of, that Freddy was a father or a family man, but he was still committing these murders, and you find him, killing his wife because she finds out about his secret, and then, she's taken off to an orphanage, and she pretty much forgets everything that's happened in her, her life as a young child. And then she finds out, and then, of course, you find out that Yakov Coleman, who was in this film, which that was a highlight of the film. His acting was so superb back in the day. He's been studying dreams, and you found out that you can pull Freddy out of the dreams, which of course we knew could happen. So they do that, and then of course he has the idea of giving her 3D glasses, which of course you put on the glasses the moment she does, because then she'd be able to see what's real and what's not. And I was the technology, as I said, it doesn't really hold up now, but back then it was pretty cool. And of course, you see that he has this final conversation with his own daughter, and you finally see where he gets his claw glove stuck into him, and then she sticks a dynamite in him, and he looks down at it and looks at the camera and goes, "Kids!" And of course he blows up, and then you see his head flying towards you, and it blows up, and another head flies, and then you see these little dream masters who are the ones that were responsible for giving Freddy this power to infiltrate the dreams of children. Again, it was a generic plot. It wasn't, there was some cool moments where, he took nails to a chalkboard of this kid who's deaf. And of course, he stretched out a chalkboard and started running his nails through it. And of course, that guy's head explodes because of the pressure. But the more about it, though, was the atmosphere. The crowd was rowdy, and if I told you about H2O, everybody was getting a little too rowdy. And I can remember in this one scene where the guy who was deaf, he was sparring with one of his female friends, and she was saying something, and then he, she's being a little annoying. And he took his earpiece out, so his hearing aid out, so he didn't have to listen to her. And there was dead silence for several seconds. And then some of the guys sitting behind me yells out, "Volume!" And the guy has been drinking. The guy had a bottle. I don't know how he got the bottle of beer snuck in, but he managed. When there's a will, there's a way. But obviously he had been drinking a lot before he got there, not knowing that was part of the scene. That was part of the plot, that, the volume get cut off and then it was dead silence. But there were some other things really cool where Freddy was getting this stoner ready to lure him into a dream, and it was Breckin Meyer. She was playing the character. Those who were from the 2000s that know who Breckin Meyer is. But he played a character Spencer, and he was a stoner, and he was watching this TV that wasn't really working. And then, of course, Johnny Depp makes a special appearance as himself, and, you know, does the old 80s PCA of like, here's your brain on drugs, and, you know, he cracks the eggs in a frying pan. And, of course, you know, he gets whacked in the face with the pan by Freddy. But, and then, of course, he, you know, gets Spencer caught up into a dream of a video game. And, of course, you know, Freddy pulls out the Power Glove, which was a really big popular item for the Nintendo and the video game systems. And shout out to Marty Abrams, folks. But again, the plot, you know, wasn't fun, but the moments of watching it with the audience, and then with my friend Jay, you know, we were sitting there talking, you know, just, you know, having a really good time. I said it's one of my favorite moments that, as growing up and watching, you know, movies in the theater, which, you know, is, I hope, does not get taken away from the future generations. I mean, these studios need to understand that streaming is, it's nice to watch a movie at home, but there's a difference between watching a movie and then watching a movie in the theaters. But again, you know, the whole, even the ending credits, you know, you see highlights of all the previous films, the previous 5 films. And of course, you know, it gives you the RIP, you know, towards the end, you know, when the credits were still going, but then they were done with the highlight reel on the side of the credits. And of course it said RIP and then had the dates. But again, you know, some films just, you know, when you remember them and your fondness for them, you know, kind of wanes because, you know, you grow up a little bit more, well, keyword a little bit, but you have these special connections to the film, regardless if it ages well or not. You still have those memories. So, and horror films do give that to fans. You know, they give you that longevity of, you know, so much fun and the memories that you have going to those. You know, that's why that's the important thing about going to theaters, folks, is the communion and the gathering of, especially when it comes to event films, you know, Star Wars or anything else, you know, like going to, you know, I went to see Halloween 2018, and it was a large crowd, and we were enjoying ourselves because we were finally getting a really good Halloween movie. I don't care what anybody else says about those films. But again, you know, the family has the rights back. Sadly, Wes Craven passed away several years ago. If you look beyond in my history of my catalog here on this channel, friend Paul and I did a tribute show for Wes Craven. But again, it's still worth checking out. I mean, you know, really, when it comes down to the Nightmare on Elm Street films, I will always consider, you know, at the best, you know, the original one, of course, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Dream Warriors, and when it comes to the fourth one was actually pretty good. But I'd have to say, really, this would probably be a little bit after 4 when it comes to the numbering, if you want to put from best to worst. But and again, you know, everybody has their, you know, their favorite film. So, but when it comes to this film, do check it out. I mean, there's only one time that it's ever been on, and when it comes to home video, it's ever been on 3D, and that was the original DVD box set that came out. That was a special box set that had the documentary Never Sleep Again, and that's the only time. And my brother had that, and I think his son has it now, but my brother had that box set, and that was the only time I'd ever seen this movie available in 3D. So any other times, I don't know why they haven't yet. I hope that Warner Brothers or whoever, you know, just step up and, you know, because we got Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D on DVD and Blu-ray, so it's possible. So if you're out there, guys, you know, let's try to get a rally going. I'm trying to get Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, you know, either on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. Get it out there so we can hear my birds. Sorry, but get it out there. You know, hashtag Freddy's Dead 3D. You know, that right there. I'll put that in the description below to let everybody know. But again, folks, that's, you know, that I just wanted to share my memories more or less about this film, and that, you know, it was a fun time. And Jay was one of my favorite friends I had growing up. You know, we had a lot in common, and we were friends for a very long time. And we managed to stay friends for a while as adults. And of course, you know, that happens. You know, friends fade away. But if anybody out there that still knows, you know, or ever speaks to Jay Rao, tell him I said hi, and that this is one of my favorite memories, and that I still have the glasses. Still have the Freddy's Dead glasses, 3D glasses. But it was a fun time, and then I will always cherish those memories until I can no longer remember. Anyway. But, folks, please, while you're at it, you know, check out my sponsors. Give them a chance. Give them a look at, especially if you're in the local area. And then hit the thumbs up, folks. You know, support this channel, please. This is, you know, this is one of my favorite things to do. Let's talk about movies. And while you're at it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's get the subscription numbers up, folks. We're doing pretty good so far this year, so let's keep it going. And, you know, down in the comment section below, tell me what is your favorite your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film, and your favorite memories going to the movies, whether it's any type of movie. And what's your favorite moment in Freddy's Dead? Have you seen it? If not, check it out. All right, folks, that's all the time I got here on the Movie Dawgs Show. Don't forget, the rest of this month, we've got more horror movies to go, and I'm getting the horror treatment right now with all these damn birds. And so do check it out, and also check out the previous 3 film episodes before this too, folks. All right, up next, we're going to be talking about another Wes Craven film, Scream, folks. And it redefined the genre and opened up a whole new generation of horror fans. All right. That's the Movie Dawgs Show. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Bye.